What's up, everybody? Brian Tong here at WWDC 23, and behind me, Apple set us up with this cool like creator studio setup so I can make some videos. If you know, you've seen I already put out like 3 and my brain is fried right now. See, I can't even say the word fried, but check this out. One of the big things obviously at the show here, iOS 17. There's plenty of things from watchOS, iPadOS, but iOS 17 really the OS that's gonna affect all of us and most of us in day-to-day. So I'm just gonna kind of go down some of these features and talk about my thoughts on what we've got. But look, if you like the aesthetics, if you like to, you like to get a little fancy, contact posters, I love this. Sure, it takes time to make those, custom wallpapers that we did in iOS 16, but it's kind of bringing that flavor using photos or memojis and making a specific content, play around with the text, have different formatting, whether it's, vertical text for example, like Asian characters, or, horizontal text to put your fancy names in there. What I like about this though is that, right, it becomes your contact, it becomes your contact card. And right now I was told you can only make one. So I like the idea of having maybe one for business, one for personal, but you make one whenever, once you send that out, let's say you update it because you want to change, you want to mix it up. The next time you make any type of contact, whether it's a message or a call, that new updated contact card is going to come into place and they'll see the new changes you've made. But I will say my request is let's give us a few, because some of us have like multiple personalities. iOS 17 also is looking out for my mama because they have live voicemail, right? This is transcription. When someone's actually calling real time, it's gonna transcribe it. I don't know how many, I'm sorry, Ma, like sometimes you call me and I don't wanna be bothered, but if you say something about like good food for dinner and I see it, I might pick up the call. So that's gonna work in your favor. So live voicemails, the transcription is real time and it saves it. So I think that's a good Apple.
Yeah.
And this is a nugget that Craig talked about. I didn't know people wanted this so much, but I love this idea of sending, if someone's not picking up on FaceTime, like actually the way that I don't pick up my mom's calls, my nieces and nephews don't take my calls. I know, I see y'all. So what you can do is actually leave a video voicemail that they can look at later. I'm gonna take full advantage of that. Messages is become this flagship app for Apple, so I feel like they're juicing this. This app is now on steroids. You have the ability to search, but search with different filters. What that means, let's say I search for one word like sushi, and then you want to add other tag words like, what's a good one, like aburi or like toro, like yeah, that's what I'm searching for. It'll be able to kind of like stack those and look for the different messages that have all those different terms. There's this catch-up arrow. I think this is super genius. You just hit a little arrow, and when you're in the group chat, I just got back from a bachelor party, and that chat gets like thick. You hit this arrow, goes to the top of the last one you didn't read. I dig it. You can also do now a quick swipe to just do quick replies instead of having to kind of press that button to show all the different drop-down options. That makes things a little easier and smoother. There's also this other feature here called check-in. So this is a safety thing, but check-in allows you to basically say when you're going out and when you're coming back. So, I feel like this is stuff that when I get to the point where I'm a parent and I really need to know where my kids are every freaking minute and every time, like check-in's gonna be good, but it's also for safety, right? If you're going out on a hike or jog and you don't come back in time, this is all built in directly in the Messages app, so cool. And then iOS 17 really, really leaned into stickers. Now, I don't know how many of you use stickers that much. I guess you do, but you can make stickers out of anything. Like let's take your photos, you do that long press where it kind of does the cutout, but you can now make your own custom stickers. There's like a drawer that drops down. You can make stickers out of live photos. You can put stickers wherever you want. You can use them in other apps. Like there was a whole lot of stickers in this presentation, probably the most time that was spent in the iOS 17 presentation. So I think that iOS 17 probably stands for I overkill stickers. And if you know who you are, you know who you are. Okay, what is the feature that we just cannot, it makes it so hard for us content creators to even try and sniff away from the ecosystem? I guess blue message bubbles for some of you, but for me it's AirDrop. AirDrop, when I'm recording a video or photo and just sending it back to my computer to start editing and cranking away. So they got this new fun thing with AirDrop where you can instantly share contacts. It's called Name Drop. And I don't know if y'all remember, but there was an app back in the day called Bump where you could bump 2 phones together. You want to bump? Okay, well here, Apple's calling it Name Drop. The contact sends instantly over. You can even do it from iPhone to someone else's Apple Watch. And then another cool feature is, this has been a huge bugaboo. you AirDrop, let's say like a big video or lots of photos to someone, but you have to like stand next to them for, geez, sometimes it's like 5 minutes, it could be forever. So while that transfer is going, if you walk away from each other, then it basically uses the cloud from person A who's sending it, shoots it up the cloud, and then eventually gets those files to person B. So leveraging the cloud for AirDrop, but at least letting it initialize the file transfer, that's gonna do wonders for me. Okay, another thing that I learned here at WWDC 23 is I think the A word is a bad word here at Apple. And by the A word, artificial intelligence. Did you notice they didn't say that like anywhere in the entire keynote, but you know, in Apple style, they have their own their own language, right? So their own keywords or the way that they talk about stuff, because it's like, you know, it's their own world. So we've got, you know, the keyboard is bringing new intelligence. Okay, they didn't say the AI word, but I'm saying it's bringing new intelligence. Autocorrect is getting a lot better while you're typing words. It's learning how you're doing it while you're typing sentences. It's even filling out those sentences for you. But they said that it leverages a transformer language model. Artificial intelligence, maybe? But don't say it, don't say it. I mean, if I keep saying that, they might not let me come back here. So they just didn't use it there. It happened again later where it's machine learning. It's a transformer language model. You're never gonna hear the words AI, the A word. It doesn't exist here, everybody. But what's really cool is like the autocorrect. I talked about how it like works at the sentence level. The keyboard, come on, like Craig had the perfect joke for this, right?
And in those moments where you just wanna type a ducking word, well, the keyboard will learn it too.
Now dictation, I'm gonna tell you, right? Let's just play the clip of what they said here.
Another core part of the keyboard is dictation, which gets a new transformer-based speech recognition model that leverages the neural engine to make dictation even more accurate.
Transformer-based speech recognition model. I told you, A word's not there. But what they have here is dictation. It gets a lot smoother. You got the neural engine that is really the brains behind this. And ultimately, you know, iOS messages, all the stuff they're doing with text and dictation, it's just making things a whole lot easier for us. Okay, new app here for iOS 17, the Journal app. I thought this was really fascinating. I'm not someone who's gonna journal everything I do, but they kind of made a little bit of a more automated process for you to, you know, type in what happened in your day, use locations you went to, use maybe events or big dates and compile it in a nice visual way, but you can add commentary, you can add how you're feeling that day, and just kind of create this track of everything you've done directly on your phone. I don't know if I'm gonna do it. I think if it's more automated and it kind of almost does some of the work for me, which they showed, maybe I'd like peek back at it sometimes. It reminds you of the memories, photo galleries, and videos that they have in the photo album. So if this is kind of a take on that, but really for your life, it could be pretty cool. Okay, the feature that I think is probably for me the most exciting is standby. And so what they're doing is taking iPhone 14 Pros that have the always on display, and when you put it in this landscape mode and it's set, it'll show what's called a new standby display. I don't have, you know, the new iOS 17 beta yet. And think about, you know, everyone has been asking Apple to kind of do more for the smart home, for the smart hub. This will show things like time, you know, kind of like a nice format, calendars, you got photos. There's even a different style of standby where it's like two widgets side by side. So it could be weather, it could be stocks that you swipe back and forth. But this is really like just a hint of the future of what they could be doing to bring this to something like the iPad. We don't really have a smart home hub type tablet device. We've seen Google do a really cool one this year. And I think, you know, iOS 17, the iPhone, this is the center of their universe. Everything happens there. And kind of testing this out with us now, a lot of people put their phone near their bedstand and having this cool standby feature. That's a little bit of smart hub type information. This is something that I think we're definitely going to see maybe next year, and I think they absolutely have to do it. And the last piece of this puzzle, Siri. If I set off your devices, I didn't yet because you're no longer going to need to use the word. Let's try and separate this. Hey, break. Siri. Now it's only going to listen for that last word to do the prompt, and it talked to some of the team, and it's just kind of based on more of how it understands our natural language, tonations, how the phrase is used, and we'll see if it's more effective. We'll see if it gets set off more, but you no longer have to say the whole thing, thingamajigger. You just got to say one word. So if I had to say what are my 3 favorite features in iOS 17, it's got to be standby. Let me see. Let's look here. What else did I really? Oh, AirDrop. the ability to walk away and share files after the fact and have that continuously going using the cloud, that's going to be key. And then FaceTime voicemails or FaceTime video messages, leaving them back, and the voicemail transcription, because my mom calls me a lot and I do answer most of the time, but not all the time. But you know I love you, mama. So there you go, just kind of a cool wrap of everything that happened at iOS 17 at WWDC 23. I got plenty more videos coming, so come back to the channel and keep on watching, all right? Peace.